Chosen one. You're winning. On October 29th. Listen, the atmosphere has already shifted. You can feel it in your chest if you pause for even a second. There is something about October 29th that your spirit has known before your mind could explain it. And now that the day has drawn near, the winds have begun whispering the truth. You are winning. Not in a small or symbolic way, but in a way that changes the direction of everything. Something irreversible has already occurred in the realm that governs your breakthroughs, and the effects are now crossing into your reality. This moment, this divine calendar day, has been divinely set apart to reveal what your endurance was always meant to unlock. What has been stored, delayed, and preserved for you is now set in motion. You are not waiting anymore. You are receiving. You are stepping in. You are winning. Watch this video until the very end. Let the frequency of this truth reach into every part of you that has been waiting for validation, breakthrough, or confirmation. And in the comments, write your warmest wishes and type the number 777, because this is the hour where wishes that align with divine timing are heard louder. The universe is tuning into you today, and what you declare today becomes a seed in the very soil that October 29th is nourishing. Now, chosen one, press the hype button and like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. This is no ordinary day. This is not a recycled season. What is happening around you, both in seen and unseen ways, is the culmination of years of spiritual pressure, soul refinement, and inner transformation. While the world may only see external victory, what's happening within you is far more significant. You've shifted internally, and now everything outside you must respond. This is not luck. This is not random. It is God's movement, His will, His decision. It's a divine orchestration unfolding in real time, and you are at the center of it. You've crossed dimensions in silence. You've walked through invisible fires that few could understand. While others were busy chasing what glittered, you were being purified in darkness. There were nights when even your own mind questioned your value because nothing around you mirrored your potential. And yet, you held on. You kept walking, even when it felt like the ground beneath you was falling apart. That quiet strength you carried, that resilience formed in shadows, is now the reason you are being elevated in light. This is what God saw when others didn't. And this is why, on October 29th, the reward must show itself. Understand this: the win that is arriving is not about applause. It's not about recognition or validation. It's about alignment. You are being placed where your essence has always belonged. You are being given what was already marked with your name. This is a retrieval, not a gift. This is restoration, not charity. What was hidden is now being unsealed. What was pending is now being processed. What was locked is now being opened. Not because you begged for it, but because God decided the time was now. And when the divine declares a time, no system, person, or force can deny the release. Many people won't understand what this win means to you. To them, it might look like money, or favor, or opportunity. But to you, it's breath, it's proof, it's confirmation that everything you believed in secret was never delusion. It was divine foresight. The promises you carried when there was no evidence, the visions you wrote down when nobody else could see them, they were always real. They were heaven's blueprint etched into your being. Now, on this day, The blueprint is becoming visible. The structure is forming. The energy is anchoring. And everything you endured to get here is being honored by the unseen hand that guided you the entire time. You didn't come this far to be teased. You weren't awakened just to be taunted by possibility. Every closed door, every detour, every moment of delay was part of a sacred configuration. A design so intricate that even your setbacks were stepping stones. God never abandoned the plan. You were just being adjusted for the perfect arrival. Now that the moment has come, your spirit recognizes it without needing confirmation from anyone. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. And here's the miracle. It won't feel forced. You won't have to beg, chase, or fight. What is meant for you will flow toward you like a river, returning to its source. The energy around you is already working in your favor. People you've never met are being prompted to mention your name. Situations that once rejected you are being reset to invite you in. Resources are being shifted. Paths are being cleared. And timing, divine timing, is now in your corner. You've stepped into a corridor where everything that was once withheld now feels magnetized to your presence. The magnitude of this win is not measured in quantity but in impact. It might be one phone call, one conversation, one email. But that single moment, aligned perfectly with God's instruction, will alter everything. That is the level you are now operating on. The level where small hinges open massive doors. The level where the slightest movement carries massive consequence. The level where your presence alone is prophetic. You don't need to convince anyone of your calling. This moment will do it for you. Chosen one, the victory isn't coming because you played every card right. It's arriving because you stayed true. You stayed aligned with a voice that others couldn't hear. You remained grounded in an identity that didn't match your surroundings. You didn't perform. You didn't sell out. You didn't betray your essence. And in a world that rewards image over integrity, your authenticity became your greatest weapon. That's why you're being rewarded. That's why you are winning. There are shifts happening behind the scenes right now that will make sense only in hindsight. You may not see all the movement, but trust, it's happening. God is not improvising. He's executing. This has been in the plan for longer than you know. October 29th is not random. It's a landmark in your spiritual timeline, a mile marker in your soul's journey. From this day forward, things will not feel the same, not because you've changed your attitude, but because the atmosphere around you has been reprogrammed to recognize who you are. Let it happen. Let the win come without resistance. You do not need to apologize for it. You don't need to shrink to accommodate the discomfort of others. This moment was earned in realms they never saw. Your reward is not a threat to anyone. It's a testament to your resilience. God is not elevating you to show off. He's revealing you to fulfill a purpose. And everything that happens from this day onward is connected to that purpose. There is divine grace on you now, an invisible covering that makes what was once hard, easier. You'll find yourself in rooms you didn't apply to enter. You'll meet people whose only job will be to open doors. You'll encounter resources that solve problems in an instant. And it will not feel like striving. It will feel like surrender. Because you're no longer moving by logic. You're moving by divine rhythm. You've tapped into a cadence that heaven recognizes, and now heaven is responding. The old version of you would have questioned this. wondered if it's too good to be true, hesitated out of fear of failure. But that version of you no longer leads the journey. The you that exists now, the you forged in fire and silence, knows better. You are no longer in survival. You are in reception. You are no longer building from scratch. You are building from spiritual inheritance. And that inheritance is beginning to manifest. Slowly at first, then all at once. So don't be surprised when the doors open suddenly. Don't be alarmed when everything aligns with uncanny precision. Don't second-guess the favor that falls into your lap. You didn't steal it. You didn't manipulate to get it. You attracted it. You aligned with it. And now, it's simply showing up. Not because of who you pretended to be, but because of who you authentically are. That's the real power. That's the real win. October 29th is the date etched into your divine storyline. It is the chapter that reads, "They finally saw it. They finally received it. They finally walked into what was always theirs." Let this be your reminder. You are not too late, too much, or too forgotten. You are on time. You are on course. And now, you are on display. Let the win happen. It's already been written. And no force on earth can undo what God has already declared yours. There are moments in your life when the veil between the seen and the unseen becomes thin. So thin that you can feel the presence of what's been orchestrated for you before it even appears. October 29th is not just a date. It's one of those moments. It carries the vibration of fulfillment. You may not yet see the full picture, but your soul already knows something has shifted. That deep inner stillness you've been experiencing lately, even amidst the noise, is not emptiness. It's preparation. Silence always comes before something holy. Stillness always surrounds something sacred. You're not being ignored. You're being introduced. Not to the world, but to the version of yourself that was destined to win all along. And winning doesn't mean your life looks perfect. Winning doesn't always announce itself in applause or validation. No, sometimes it's subtle. It shows up in peace you can't explain. It reveals itself through clarity that silences chaos. It arrives in the form of doors that no longer feel like a fight to open. It's the moment when your yes is no longer heavy, when your obedience is no longer burdened, when your presence starts commanding the attention of blessings that were circling you for years, waiting for divine clearance. And now they have it. Now they're here. Something unshakable has anchored itself in your energy. You've stopped questioning your path. You've stopped negotiating with fear. You've stopped seeking permission. That's the power shift. That's the divine momentum behind the winning that's unfolding. And what's more, the people around you can sense it, even if they don't know what to call it. Some are drawn to you, others are intimidated, but all of them know, whether they say it or not, that something about you has changed. Because it has. There's an aura around you now that wasn't there before. You've grown beyond the limitations others tried to place on you. You've expanded beyond the narratives that once kept you small. You've broken cycles, ancestral ones, mental ones, emotional ones. And as a result, your energy has been recalibrated. Your timeline has been accelerated. You are now living on divine speed. And divine speed doesn't require explanation. It only requires trust. Trust in the whispers, in the inner nudges, in the impossible alignments that make no sense to the mind, but every kind of sense to the spirit. And let's be clear, this win is not about revenge. This is not about proving anyone wrong. It's not about returning to old places and showing them who you've become. No, this win is pure. It's untainted. It's sacred. It's between you and God. It's between you and your promise. It's not a public performance, it's a private fulfillment. The kind of fulfillment that gives you a knowing smile when you wake up. The kind that needs no announcement, no fanfare, no validation. Just presence, just peace, just quiet recognition that God kept every promise in His time. And isn't it beautiful that October 29th arrives right after you decided to stop trying to control everything? Isn't it divine timing that this chapter opens just after you let go of your need to force the outcome? You surrendered, and heaven responded. You bowed down in your spirit, and heaven stood up on your behalf. That's the paradox of divine order. The moment you let go, everything that belongs to you starts chasing you down. Not because you gave up, but because you finally aligned. And alignment is louder than effort. You didn't take shortcuts to get here. You didn't manipulate your way into this win. You took the long road, the silent road, the misunderstood road, the lonely road. And God saw every step. He saw every tear you wiped away quietly. He saw every seed you planted when it looked like no harvest would come. He saw how you blessed others while you were secretly bleeding. And He never forgot. That's what this win is. It's not just reward, it's remembrance. It's heaven saying, I saw what you thought no one did, and I'm honoring it now. Chosen one, breathe. You're safe now. You don't have to fight to be seen anymore. You don't have to justify your worth. You don't have to convince anyone that you carry something valuable. The proof is here. The fruit is here. The evidence is here. And the most beautiful part? It will speak for itself. You won't have to argue your way into respect. You won't have to demand loyalty. You won't have to chase what's meant for you. The divine orchestration taking place on October 29th has already rearranged the players, the path, and the provision. All you have to do is show up. And showing up no longer means proving yourself. Showing up means being your full, authentic, elevated self. The self that no longer tolerates environments that drain you. The self that no longer entertains conversations that reduce you. The self that knows silence is more powerful than defending yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. That self is the one that's being crowned today. That self is the one God has been building in the secret place. That self is the one that's winning now. This isn't about fame or fortune. This is about fulfillment. And fulfillment means you can finally breathe deeply, without fear. You can rest, not because the work is over, but because you now trust the unfolding. You understand now that everything is being orchestrated in your favor. Even the detours, especially the detours, because every delay was a layer. Every setback was a setup. Every closed door was a divine redirection. You weren't being blocked. You were being refined. And now, the refinement is producing glory. There's a glow on you now. One that can't be manufactured. One that can't be borrowed. One that can't be duplicated. It's the glow of someone who's been with God. Someone who didn't quit in the silence. Someone who didn't fold when no one clapped. Someone who built quietly while others boasted loudly. That's why your win hits different. That's why the energy around you is shifting without you even trying. You are no longer a seeker. You are an embodiment. And embodiment changes everything. When you embody what you believe, life has no choice but to respond to you. It must align. It must organize itself to reflect your new frequency. And your frequency now is the frequency of royalty, of legacy, of chosen identity. You are not just passing through life anymore. You are anchoring it. You are making spiritual history. And October 29th is the moment heaven chose to stamp that truth into the timeline of Earth. There are divine confirmations coming. Some will arrive through people. Others will come through dreams, signs, or even synchronicities so precise you'll be left speechless. But make no mistake, they are all divine echoes of this truth. You are winning now, and nothing can interrupt what has already been set in motion. Not doubt, not delay, not disappointment. The path is clear, the blessing is marked, and your name is on it. There's a quiet glory in this moment, a kind of spiritual silence that speaks louder than noise. You don't have to announce what's happening to you. You don't have to post it, explain it, or rush to prove it. The wind that's forming around you is not loud. It's intentional. It's wrapped in divine elegance. Because God is not just delivering a win, He's delivering a revelation. He's revealing you to yourself. He's confirming what you dared to believe all along, even when everything around you gave you every reason to doubt. You held on. You whispered yes through your tears. You kept going. And now, heaven is responding, not with thunder, not with lightning, but with orchestration, with alignment, with unexplainable peace. What's happening in the realm of your spirit is far more massive than anything the human eye can see right now. But very soon, the material world will have to catch up. It always does. The inner shift always births the outer shift. And you've shifted. October 29th isn't just about receiving, it's about recognizing what's already within you.